Okay, and we are just about almost there, almost live, and boom, we good. Hey, what's up, guys? And Eddie Gray back at it again. We're covering the Logic User Guide and Tutorial, Chapter 7.2, if you can believe that. Look at that. We're on page 295. If you want to learn the program and you want to learn it well, now's your chance. I'm an Apple certified T3 trainer. I won't be here forever, but I promise you, while I am here, we're going to get this. You ready? Here we go. Let's go. All right, guys. Hey, like I said, we're covering this amazing program. So many great details. I'm your host, Eddie Gray. This entire presentation is brought to you by Resources for the Modern Creative. We ask that you sub, we ask that you share, hit the notification bell. We want to be in your life. We want to support you. We want to champion you. All the students at hfmusicacademy.com that we serve and that we teach, they're doing awesome things. You'd be so surprised. One of our guys just got a really big commercial today. Somebody else just got another big contract last week. We're talking syndicated television shows. We're talking just so many opportunities in the world of music production, music licensing. And we want you to win too. And we know that it's possible. And hence, we're here showing you the deal. But we know that it's three-faced. There are three things that you have to attach and work at. Number one, the DAW. This is kind of the reason we're here today, is because if you know the DAW in and out, then you can navigate your way through the landscape. But if you don't, you're going to have gaps in your understanding. And when you have gaps in your understanding, guess what? You never really get there. You always find that you're just asking questions, and what I want for you is a sense of confidence, and I want your feet to be grounded so that when you encounter anything, producing a new singer, working with a new band, recording guitars, whatever it is, when you encounter anything, that you can tackle it and that you can get through it. And so the second part of this is mixing and mastering. And we know that if you learn mixing and mastering well, to be honest, you can make somebody that doesn't sound very good sound pretty good. And you can make somebody that sounds pretty good really good. And you can make somebody that sounds really good sound incredible. And then, of course, if you have a very talented singer, as I have had in my studio, the likes of Dennis Lorenzo, who was in American Idol, the guy did 1-2 takes, flat out, was the most incredible singer that I had ever tracked in my life. Didn't even need to tune him. He was incredible. So when you get somebody like that, they sound phenomenal. And then, of course, the third part, number 3, is business. Right? We can't just learn the DAW and mixing and mastering and not learn the business. So if you're interested in learning all the ins and outs, guys, we're growing at such a rapid rate, and I'm so excited to be able to serve all of these modern creatives all over the world. So with that being said, we're going to get into this manual. Let's get into it. All right. So there we go. All right. So I'm going to share my desktop just to kind of make this nice and fluid. We're going to share sound, and we should be looking at the grand user guide and tutorial. We're talking about untagged loops right now, my good friends. You can add loops and loop collections not formatted as Apple loops. Cool. You can preview these untagged loops either at their original tempo or the project tempo. So that's important to know, that if you have anything from Splice or Sounds or any one of those sites, that you can download them and then repurpose them. Batch analyze them for tempo information. That's fantastic. Remove existing tempo information. Sweet. And have them play back at the project tempo. So gone are the days where you have to just use everything inside of the Apple Loop browser. It doesn't work like that anymore. Now we can go ahead and have anything that we bring into the DAW, have it conform to the Logic tempo. Because untagged loops do not contain the embedded information included in Apple Loops, they do not offer all the same features, but They do offer the primary most important one, so let's go. When you drag one or more loops into the Untagged Loops tab of the loop browser, the loops are added to the Untagged Loops folder. So if you haven't seen this folder inside of key command O, and I should turn on this great program that one of my students told me to buy. You guys can check out the key commands, key command O. All right, and we know that we can search because of the last video through loop type. And so right now I'm going to look through all loops, right? And let's see here. If you haven't dragged anything in, what ends up happening is that untagged loops is not necessarily going to work out for you. So you actually have to drag something that's third party. This could be just from your desktop, literally just dragging it in. This is not something that I want to drag in. This is the session I'm using, but you get my point. And then you can access all of your untagged loops here. You can also manually drag loops and folders of loop libraries in this folder. Once added, untagged loops are always available to any project using this folder. Okay, good. I'm just trying to understand the difference between this first part and this second part. When you drag one or more loops into the Untagged Loops tab of the browser, you can also manually drag loops and folders. Oh, okay. So if you want to be more specific and drag in certain folders, you can do that here. So let me see if I could find something for you. We'll go, let's go to go-tos. And let's say that I really want to use this Big Fish Indie Pop. I can drag this folder right in here. And you can see that we are adding it to the Untagged Loops. Chosen location will be added. Audio files in this location with a constant tempo to start on a downbeat and end on a beat will adapt. So obviously, if you have something that Logic cannot analyze, it's not going to do that for you. But now you can see that I've inserted Big Fish Indie Pop, and we can start to utilize it in our system. Cool. All right, let's keep going. Top right here, we just did that. We just dragged in some files. Good. Yep, we saw this screen set. In the All Files browser, right-click a folder and then select Add to Untagged Loops library. So another way of doing this would be to find something in the media browser. So I'm sure we're going to do a little bit more of this later. But like, let's say I'm here and trying to find something. Let me see, maybe I can, yeah. So I'm just trying to think of where I have some files here. I guess under music. I wonder if I could bring in an Ableton folder. No, you could bookmark though. So yeah, this is how one way to do it. Let me just see if I could find some third-party ones really quick. Guess I would go here. No. Let's go here. I've got a sample. We'll go there. We'll go to drums loops. Okay, let me click here. And yeah, I'm still not seeing how necessarily to add it in this context. And we know that we can drag and drop. So again, you can drag it into the loop browser the way that I did. And then it says here that in the All File browser, right click a folder and select to Untagged Loops library. So I've selected some folders and not necessarily, let me see. Oh, here it is. Add to Untagged Loops. Awesome. All right. Let me see. Does that apply? Yes, I was looking at the one on top. Let me see if there's just one more. So let's see if I wanted to add all of this. Yep. So there it is. Control click. You get the shortcut menu. You go from there. This adds a new alias to that folder. So it just means like a copy. So it's not actually converting all the files. It's just creating almost like a reference point that's pointing back to the original folder. So it keeps the loops in their original location. In the Finder, copy a loop or folder containing loops to music, audio apps, untagged loops. So music, audio apps, let's look at this really quick. So let me see, I guess if I go to my library, so I'll go start here. Library, audio. Wait, what was that chain again? It was music, audio, music apps. Okay, I know I've seen that somewhere. Oh yeah, here, music, audio, music apps, and then untagged loops are somewhere right here. And let me just show you that pathway just to be clear. Sometimes it's just a lot easier when you're looking at somebody's screen. In fact, let me share that. We're gonna go portion of screen so y'all can see that a little bit better. How's that? Nice? Screenshot. Boom, boom, boom. All right, good. So name of your computer, users, your name. This is my name, Chameleon 8. Music, audio, music apps, and you can also add material in here. Logic will then index it, and then it will be available for use. Sweet. All right, good friends, let's keep rock and rolling. What are we supposed to be looking at? Where's my menu? All right, you know what though? I want to move this screen. Why do these, have you ever noticed these screens just move automatically? Like, what is the deal with that? If anybody knows a legit app that I can use that will constantly lock my windows and screen sets, I would highly appreciate that. I'm going to put that out there because I've been looking for something but haven't been able to find it. So keep me posted. All right, so now we understand how to add these untagged loops. Once you've added them, using one of these methods, they are available in the Untagged Loops tab of the browser. All right, it's pretty basic. So you got the loop browser, Apple Loops to the left, and then Untagged Loops to the right. Cool, let's keep going. Once you have added untagged loops to the loop browser using one of these methods, they are available. Yep, the untagged loops appear in the loop browser only after you add at least one loop. So again, like I stated when we first started, you're not going to actually see this until you add at least one loop or folder containing untagged loops into the loop browser. A manually created untagged loops folder does not appear in the loop browser. All right, good to know. Good. In fact, I already knew that, but I'm just going to highlight it just in case. Good to just like highlight some of the finer points. Right, if I went over this all again in whatever 6 months, or I needed to reference something, it's good to just look at all the highlighted sections, yeah? All right, let's keep going here. Logic User Guidance Tutorial, we're covering loops and importing other media files. Preview untagged loops at the project tempo. In Logic Pro, right-click in the untagged loops and select Preview at project tempo. Then click Play at the bottom of the loop browser. Drag the volume slider to adjust the volume. All right, so let's see how this works out. So when we first came in, I brought in was the Big Fish series. Let me just do something else. I will start using my favorite loops in the game today. Initial audio. Let's go with drum loops. Okay, sweet. And just to be clear, if my session is currently at 70 BPM, theoretically anything I play outside of that should sound like trash, right? So let's see here. We got 140, which is half of that. So let's not do that. But what about this? All right. So let me control click here, and I'm going to say preview at the project tempo. So let's see if this actually matches up. Here we go. So actually that did work. I wasn't, it's interesting. It doesn't play while the playhead is not moving. That's just one thing I noticed right now. So like if I take out the guitar and we're just listening to everything else, let's see how this works. All right, good. You can change your mind about the untagged loop. You can say, actually, you know what? I don't want to hear it at the project tempo. I want to hear the original tempo. Let's hear what this sounds like. Now, obviously, this is not going to make musical sense because my project is at 70. This is at 93. Let's check it out. Okay, that didn't work. It's not supposed to sound like that. It sounded perfectly in tempo, but I will give Logic the benefit of the doubt. We're going to drag this in, And let's see how this actually fares. How does it sound? Does it work when I drag it in? Here we go. See if I try something else, and I will play this at original tempo. Let's try out another drum loop. Let me mute that one. Here we go. Okay, so all of this is just playing at the project tempo. Not sure what is going on behind this, but I've played with this enough, and I'm telling you, it usually does work in that way where you can preview at project tempo or at original tempo. It's not happening now, but go ahead and take your notes so that when we're done here, you can go ahead and corroborate that info. Cool. All right. So that was Untagged Loops. We also previewed Untagged Loops at their original tempo. We know that we can play the loop at the bottom of the screen and play with the volume slider as well. And so that is fairly easy. I was kind of surprised and taken aback that now it's working. Okay. So then I'm at project tempo. I'm going to press. All right, good. So now we're able to use this. So this sounds pretty good. Is this playing at the project tempo? I want to check. Let me see. Now it sounds off. So yeah, you got to be careful with this tech, guys. Sometimes it's compliant, and then just sometimes it's not at all. Let's see. One more thing I want to point out, that there is a key command called preview. I have mine customized, but I just want to make you aware of it because it can drastically help your workflow, especially if you use loops and samples inside of Logic's architecture here. So again, I have preview set up as Control Option Command Spacebar. And so if you execute and utilize this, I'm going to hit Tab. Now my focus is in the untagged loop section, and then I'll hit the key command so I don't have to move my mouse over, right? Let's stop mousing around. Let's use the key commands so we could be in action. You see that when I hit the key command again, stops the playback. I'll hit the arrow key to preview the next loop. Of course, that one doesn't play. Let's try out the next one. And then that one doesn't play either. Yeah, you can see the green preview button is on, so it should be. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's a little, it's a little rocky. I'm not going to lie. All right, just got to be honest. I am all about the Logic Pro life, the Logic Pro game, the Logic Pro grind. But I will, if I see something, I'm going to tell all my Logic Pro power users out there, make sure that they got the right info. All right, so that is pretty simple. Now we are segueing as we get into this next piece where we're importing files. And so why would you need to know how to do this? Well, let me take a look at you when we do this. Cool. Look, there are different ways of using this program. The main thing is that we find your way. That's what I'm looking for. If you like to import project files using the media browser, that's cool. We can also use the menu import project settings method. I just want to give you the information so that when you have it, you can execute quickly. That really is the name of the game. If you can wrap your head around that, this is why we spend the time doing this. Think of this like going to a gym or something. Think of it like being in martial arts or something. You always go back to the place of learning, to the dojo, right? You always sharpen your sword and you get better every single time. And there's more tips and there's more ways to refine. So that's the way I want you to think about this. So let me go ahead and get myself out of the way here so that we can read this a little bit more thoroughly. One sec. Boom. All right. So we're going to import these files. The All Files browser is your first port of call. That's the key command F for browsing and previewing media files. We used to have another browser. They got rid of it on 10.6. You can use the All Files browser to access all supported media files. So think movies, samples, anything that's in your drive that we can drag in. This is how we're going to do it. Now we can access it again by also going to File, import other menu and key commands. That's one way to do it, but we know that we can also hit the key command F and we can access the all files browser. Sweet. All right. So then we're going into this guy, the importing them. So let's go through a quick example and see what it actually feels like and looks like in actuality, right? Can't just talk about it. We got to do it. Let's go. All right, here we go. Eddie Gray going over the user guide and tutorial. Welcome to the channel. And so let's see what's up. When we go here, we know that we're trying to import, whether it's a project or a channel strip or a mastering channel strip. Let's figure out how to actually do this. We're going to click on the browser button, and then we're going to click on the view button. We know we can choose column or use. So let me go and try this out really quick. I'm going to hit F. All right, all files. We have two ways to look at this. I personally like this first way. What do they call this? The column view or the list view. I like the list view. That's just me. I'm going to highlight that so I can remember that name. So the list view shows you folders in a list along with details such as name, creation, right, all this stuff. Whereas, and I believe this stuff is configurable as well. In other words, I can move size over here, right? We can move these menus around. The column view looks a little bit different, right? It's almost like you're kind of sifting through all the menus. I just like to look at a broad view and then kind of go in from there. So then, once we do that, the next thing is we want to locate the files. So I'm going to look for an old project so that we can try and find something. Sounds good? It says to change the visible content, click the computer button or the home or the project button. So depending on which one of these buttons you're looking at, and I should give you a bird's eye view of this, one sec. Depending on which view you're looking at, you're going to be able to see different information on your screen. For example, here is kind of, right, the home base. You're able to look at all my hard drives here. If I go to home, now we're looking at some of the main folders in Logic. Here's my desktop, my documents folder, my downloads folder. Let's go to the right of that. Now we're looking at the session that we're currently using, that we're currently on. And so there's information here. And why would you want to access? Well, think about it. What if I had a project alternative that I wanted to access? What does a project alternative mean? Well, think of an earlier state, an earlier draft of your session. It's good to save them in case you butcher something, or maybe there was something you did earlier in the song that you want to retrieve. You've got options, right? We want as much flexibility as possible when it comes to this world of the DAW. Now, it's not just the session that we're working on. We can also access other sessions, and so that's what I'm talking about here. Let's say we wanted to locate a session from a backup folder, right? I've got some information here. Here's a song that I just wrote. I'm actually going to make a video on this soon. I'm super excited about it. Right, if I open it, we can see that I've got some information here that we can work with, right? I can, in fact, let's look at this session. Let's just go ahead and open it. So then now if I wanted to, I can bring in the project notes, tempo track, some of my auxiliaries. I'm just going to scroll down so you guys get a better sense of the entire session. So it's really not that complicated in terms of its implementation. It's just a matter of what exactly do we want to import, okay? Once you get clear on what this does, its usage goes so far, man. It has so many legs. You're going to thank me in droves. I mean, you seriously, it's a really, really spectacular feature. So let's see how we move through this folder hierarchy. You want to click the folders in the path hierarchy or use the back button. Okay, drag the files you want to import into the tracks area. So let's see here. Let's say I want to go back, because right now, if you look at the folder hierarchy here at the top of my screen, you guys see here, right? All right, so right now, I'm the parent a folder or drive is samples, then I go into backup, and then it's my song, right? I fade. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move back in time so I can get into the top folder. So now I'm in the session itself, and then now I'm in the backup folder, and then now I'm back to samples. And so that's a pretty easy way to look at this and think about it, right? It's just this architecture, right? One level on top of another, on top of another. You're going deeper and deeper. So that makes sense. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to point out about this? I guess we should probably just finish off categorizing everything here. On the right, we have the bookmarks. And then to the right of that, we have untagged loops. So another way that you can create untagged loops is just by literally dragging them in here. Okay. So the untagged loops can be found in the loop browser, but the actual top folder, if you will, will be found here in the media browser. Key Command F. And then again, you just go down to this rightmost icon right there. All right. And then we click on that. And here are the untagged loops. All right. We'll be talking about bookmarks a little bit later. And then here's the session that I'm currently working on. Let's see. Oh, it says also that if you wanted to drag in files from here, for example, I have an audio file folder here. You can just literally drag them. So if you're, I don't know, maybe you created a guitar take in another session, you're like, wow, that may actually sound really good in this. I don't know the usage particularly. I don't think there's one person that has it all necessarily figured out with the program, but I'm out here spreading the good word that you can learn the program and it can change your life, just as it changed the life of one of my students, DBP. This guy is absolutely crushing it. Just closed a major commercial deal for himself. Congratulations to DBP and everyone at hfmusicacademy.com. Stay up. And so then once we get to these other sections, this will become clear, but now you understand that we can import files. And we know it's not as simple as just the audio files. We can also click on the session itself and start to deeply get into the other facets. Like I said, marker track, the global tracks, if you have the content, MIDI, audio, plugins. So let's see where else the user guide and tutorial takes us. Well, we already did this where we import other, open file window, navigate to the file you wish to open. So another way of performing the same exact action is by going to file and then by going to import and then utilizing the other. Key command is Command I. And then you can start to sift through. Here's a client that I just work with, right? And so then now you find yourself back in the same position where you're looking at the session. Seems to be a bit of a cleaner workflow, right? All I have to do is hit Command I, and all of a sudden I'm in action. I'm trying to find the right menu, right? Not that complicated. But then on top of that, my good friends, right here in the all file browser, everything gets updated accordingly. So that's pretty sweet. I like that functionality. I will take it. Command I. I will, yeah, I'm gonna highlight that. I usually go through the media browser. All right, let's look for some media files. Logic. So look right here, guys. If we're looking at the screen together, they haven't updated this part of the manual yet. I can see clearly because, again, as I told you, they got rid of the media browser, but it looks like their screenshot has not been updated accordingly. So let's see, will that distract us from using our... No, we should be able to run this exercise, but I just want to be clear that if you're going through this process, just be aware of, you know, what you're looking at and which version of Logic. I'm currently running 10.6. All right, not 10.6.1, but 10.6. All right, so let's go ahead and search for media files. Let me go ahead, get back to the parent folder to the very top. All right, and let me go to my desktop, and I guess I'll just go to my Chameleon 8 home folder, and let's just type in the word rock. I don't know, let's see what happens. All right, cool. So it looks like a bunch of stuff pops up here. Let's see what else they say. Enter a search term. We did that. Press return. Speed up your search by restricting it to a particular folder or volume. So that makes sense, right? Because you're not looking through the entire thing. You're just now looking at specific folders. So to change the visible content, click the computer button, the home button, or the project button. So those are the official terms: computer, home, and project. So let's look through not the computer itself, but just the home button here. And then again, I'll type in rock. Let's see if anything comes up. Boom. Looks like we got some information, but I want to keep following this. Let me see. To move through the folder hierarchy, you can click the back and forward button. Those can be found right up here, my good friends. If you look at my screen, left, right. Sweet. All right. To sort the search results, click any of the column headers. What does that mean? All right. You see these columns here? It says name, path, right? I can sort this through dates. So if I want to look at everything that is current, so I'll just flip that so it says date. Look, some of this stuff goes back to, looks like 2011. I didn't even start this but 7 years ago, so those must be old samples or something from somewhere. But if I click on date, right now, it's now in reverse. We're looking at the most recent material from up here, right? Basic rock drum set. I can drag that in if I wanted to. That's a CAF file. This is a MIDI file. Good. So that's one way to look. Of course, we can always just use Spotlight, which, you know, if you hit Command Spacebar, it's pretty solid, I find. For my purposes, I really like it, but this is a neat way of doing it as well. Let's see what else we got. Click the small X at the right side to clear the search term. All right, so let's say we're done with rock. We want to clear it. And if you might have remembered our lesson on loops last time around, we also know that there is a recent searches pop-up menu that comes up as soon as you click on that magnifying glass. Is a little down arrow, right? You can clear the search history if need be. Okay, so we just talked about viewing the recent search terms. No need to do it again. We're going to add or remove search conditions. All right, how do we do that? Click the plus button to the right of the search field. All right, so let's try that. Again, these are things that I don't think people would really look at. I really don't. I've been teaching and consulting for a couple of years now, and I'm telling you, people just, it's like there's two versions of logic. There's like the red pill and the blue pill. You know, really easy 1 + 1 = 2 version, and then there's like a very deep version. So nobody knows about this, I guarantee you. Go ask all your logic friends. Hey, did you know that you can deepen your search criteria inside the All Files browser by going into the search category and what was this called? What was the official name they gave it? And by adding search conditions. It's like, absolutely not. Nobody knows that. So we added the plus button, and I'm going to say I'm looking for length. I'll just play with some of is not greater than 30 seconds. And yeah, we're just looking for any of the following conditions. So I'm looking for files that are all, in fact, let me just do less. I'm going to do 10 seconds. I'm curious what we get. And then I guess I'll just type in riser, see what happens. All right, cool. So another way to do this, let's listen to see if okay, that feels like it's longer than 10 seconds, but I could be wrong. Let's listen to this one. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you got to admit, we can search for files that fit certain criteria. And some of the search filters are comments, file types, format, length, name, sample rate, size, and bit depth. That's pretty amazing. I will take it. I will absolutely take that. That's sweet. I'm going to take that with me. All right, good. We can remove search conditions and hide them by deleting them to the right of the search field. So let's say you didn't care for this category. We can get rid of it, right? And then we can just go back to just this normal criteria, just using a word. But if you want to intensify your search, you're going to have to use this extra search condition field. All right, let's look for some of the search conditions. You can define up to 10 advanced search conditions when searching for media files. Wow, that is really deep. I mean, seriously, they took it to another level here. Comment, we can, yeah, I mean, there's so many different categories. I mean, I just showed you one very simple situation there, but I mean, you can look per format in which you can choose between AIFF and waves and AAC, MP3, CAF, lossless. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff there, right? Length. I personally like this one. I can see myself, 60 seconds. I need something that's 10 seconds. I mean, that seems relevant. Sample rate. I don't know if I would use that. Modify date. I suppose if you're looking for something from a certain year, that could be you. And bit depths. Nah, I just work in 24. Maybe if you wanted something that sounds degraded, but maybe. Okay, let's go through the Loop browser. Let me check you guys out again. How's it going? Eddie Gray at your service. We're reading the Logic user guide and tutorial. We have been on this quiz 6 days a week. So if you love the content and it's contributing to your life as a producer, all we ask is that you share. It's really a fair request, right? An eye for an eye. So if you're into it, just go ahead, share, send it off, hit that like button. It'll help us out with the algorithm. Make sure that this gets where it needs to get. So we appreciate you guys very much. Let's get back into it. Bookmarks. So you can bookmark folders that you wish to quickly access in the All Files browser. This is useful if you have folders with files you like to drag into various projects. I actually have a YouTube video on this. If you guys want to check this out after, it's pretty detailed. It gets into it. Check that out. Or if you have files scattered around your drives. So remember we talked about the bookmark button. This is where we get into it. So in Logic Pro, navigate to a folder in the All Files browser, key command F, and then you want to right click that and then select bookmark, and that's going to send that over to bookmarks, or at least an alias, so that you can locate that each and every time. Think project tempos, think favorite samples, think transitions and effects, think, right? It just depends. So let's look at this a little bit deeper. Here we go. Okay, so pretty easy to set these up and open them and even remove them. You just control click. So again, let's pretend that I'm looking for some files. I'll go to my samples here, and I really find myself using MIDI files all the time. Again, I control click the file that we have selected, and then you choose bookmark. So when you go to bookmarks, these are the files that I find myself using all the time. Now I'm going to right now it looks a bit scattered. I'm going to organize them by hitting the column button up here. And now you can see that it's uniform. It looks clean, right? As you would expect, right? So my MIDI transform sets are right here in case I ever need them. MIDI transform for all my advanced users, it's a project setting. It's not a preference, which is kind of strange to think. But if I need to access them, I've got them bookmarked, right? I use drums and loops quite a bit. Here are my favorite sounds that I've ever aggregated, like think kicks, right? Why do you have to search for the same kicks over and over again? You guys know that I'm in music licensing, and I need to work fast on my toes. I need to always be on it, right? So you can't be sifting for 4 hours for a kick. And you can see that I've got some MIDI sound packs here, patches, templates. It's all gravy, right? Symbols. I use symbols all the time. It's like, why do I need to search for these anymore? I've got the, best 20. I do have a very extensive folder here just in case, I just need a very specific one. But honestly, that's just it's not usually going to happen. So I'm going to hit the back button here, and then we'll get back to square one. Okay, cool. So we're going to go into the project audio browser. I believe it now is called the project bin. I could be wrong about that, but it could be a synonymous term as well. But now let's look at the project audio browser. Here we go. All right. Let's see.
Extra, extra, big town. Read all about it. Extra, extra, extra.
All right, let me get myself out of this view. Here we go, just like that. All right, project audio bin project browser. It shows all audio files and regions that have been added to or recorded in your project. We have talked about this extensively, my good friends. I showed you several examples. I went over it in full detail. So please reference back to one of the former videos for those deets. Whether or not they are used in the tracks area or not, these are all contained inside the project bin. Let's keep going here. Regions shown in the project audio browser that are not used are indicated in red. So if something has gone missing in your session, Logic is going to tell you. Okay, just want to be clear about that. All right, let's keep going here. You can add, delete, and rename audio files. Why is this important? Well, let's say maybe you want to reference some takes, or I don't know, maybe you don't want anybody to, like, you can have a take folder, but you don't want somebody to hear your outtakes because, like, I don't know, you make a lot of noise or your falsetto isn't on point, whatever it is. Basically, you could hide these files, so to speak, in their container or the project bin without necessarily having them be on the screen. I know that's kind of an interesting situation, but it's true that it's something that you can utilize, okay? You can add audio files to your project by dragging them in. I've showed you that from time to time, so we're going to keep moving. You can also open a separate project audio window. All right, so there's a project audio window. Are they going to show us how to do that? Let's see. Click the browser. Let me bring myself back in. Boom. All right, click the browser button in the control bar, then click project. View, show browsers, then click project. All right, I got to see what that looks like. Let's bring you in. Bring you in. Here we go. Back in it again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so wait a minute. We're going to project. All right, view. And then something about something. Did I miss it? Yeah, let's go back. Browser button. Click browsers button. I got it. F. Then click project. I guess, let me go. Yeah, project. Sweet. Thank you. Choose view. Show browser. View. No show browser. Okay. I guess I'll try it one more time. Nah, it has to be here. View. Yeah. It is not here. So I do believe this has to be sorted again. I guess again, let's just try looking for it here. No show browser. What's the key command? Key command is B. All right. If this doesn't work, we are moving on. We cannot wait. Nope. B is for smart controls, y'all. All right. Let's keep going. Open a separate project audio. In fact, I should color this in like red, and then maybe I'll give some notes to Apple. I guess purples, and I'll strike through. Right. And let me see if I have something for you. There we go. All right. Open a separate project audio window. All right. So we're going to go to window, open. Oh, command. What is that? Command 8. Oh, let's see if that works. I don't think it will. Voila. I thought I had it as another key command. So check this out. This is pretty sexy, right? You get this screen. You get to check out all these files. Let me go and demo a couple of these for you. I'm going to press and click and hold. All right. Let me try this one. All right, so you understand the workflow there. That's pretty sweet. What else do we have? Add and delete audio files in Logic Pro. When you add an audio file to your project, Logic Pro automatically creates a region that encompasses the entire file length. Interesting. So you can add an entire file and it creates, if it's 2 minutes, it's a file that's 2 minutes long, and if you just want to use 30 seconds of it or what have you, the entire file is going to be inside, just to be clear. You can create as many regions as you like from the same audio file. That is fascinating, right? That kind of like helps understand just this whole concept altogether. There are no length limitations to regions as long as they don't exceed the length of the source audio file. So if your track is 2 minutes, the file has to be 2 minutes or less. but it can be as long as you want it to be. Creating multiple regions from the same audio file is beneficial for many tasks. Using different portions of a vocal take that spans the length of the project, for example. So for example, your singer did one full take and you want to use that same take, but separate the regions or the performances, you can do so. You can delete audio regions and audio files in the project bin, in addition to deleting unused audio files. A key command for that is Shift U to select them, and then you would delete. You can also delete unused portions of audio files. Okay, that's next level. Didn't know that. I thought we were just only deleting unused. This usually frees up a lot of space. All right, we're talking about freeing up space. Here we go. Import an audio file into your project. In Logic Pro, select an audio track in the tracks area and do one of the following. Choose File, Import Audio File. All right, so this is just how to drag in a file. That's simple enough. Open the file dialog and select the audio file that you want to add. Okay, is it really that? Is that what we're doing? Import music memos file. Okay, so yeah, I guess let me just show you how to import a file. You can hit Shift Command I, and that allows you to import an audio file. I'm just going to take from the same session. So here, and then I'll hit Open. And now you see that I replaced the file that was previously there, and also it's right here. Okay, so let me delete Superfuzz. Wait, hold on. Let me find it again inside the project bin. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so guys, go ahead and pay attention to this section here. It's called Superfuzz. Let me change the name of this. I'll call it Look Here. All right, so Look Here is right there, right? So I'm going to delete it from here, and you see that it's actually still here, right? It's still there. So I'm going to add to tracks, and we'll see that it's right back. Let me move this to the right. I'll delete it again. Control click here, add to tracks. And it's going back to its originally recorded position. Notice it keeps going back to the same exact place, right? Like I'm going to delete it from here, the middle of the screen, but when I click and go add to tracks, it just goes right back to where we got it from. Sweet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and delete this there. And so then now it is officially gone. I cannot access that specific file any longer. Unless you hit Command Z, then you're back in business. But there's a limit to that, right? There's only so many Command Zs that you get. All right, looks like you can import music memos. Oh, man, I really don't see why we would do that right now. I actually think they just, didn't they just change this to voice memos? Hold on, I got to check on my iPad real quick. If you know about this, let me know. I'm curious. I don't think they're on this anymore. Let me see, music. Yeah, no, definitely it's voice memos, right? So yeah, again, this needs to be updated. This is a call to action. We got to update this thing. I mean, it probably hasn't been updated in a long time, and this is not to put any shade whatsoever. Music memos file. No, there is a music memos file, but there's also a voice memos file now, right? Yeah. Okay, so I guess there's like a changing of the guard going on around here. Music memos and voice memos. I'm just going through my app store, and I could see that music memos is still a thing. I don't use it anymore, but all right, cool. So if you have music memos, you can go ahead and import. I'm not going to do that here. I don't feel that's particularly relevant to Logic users as a whole. I'm sure there are some unique user cases, but we got to keep moving here. Let's see. Creating a region from an audio file in the project audio browser. Okay, I think this may be of benefit. Deleting a region. So I showed you how to delete already. Delete an audio. And why would you do that? Why would you delete files from here? Because they take up space, right? So if you want to consolidate them, you absolutely can. A very easy way of doing this is going to project management and using some of these options. But let's do this manually really quick. I'm going to go into view. I'm going to go into, what is it? Edit, select, unused, Shift U. That's the key command. There we go. All right. And so then now all of these tracks rather, are not being used. So rather than having just wait down the session, I'm just going to hit delete. Now we're clean, right? Everything's sweet. You don't have to worry about your session being 15 gigabytes. Pretty simple. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Let me bring you in. Let me make sure we're looking at the same thing. Yeah, we are. Cool. All right. Eddie Gray going over the Logic user guide and tutorial. Let's cover this and then we'll wrap it up. Create a region from an audio file. All right, I'm going to select an audio file in the project audio browser. Then I'm going to choose it and add region. So we have already been doing that. In fact, let me hit Command Z and bring back some of these other files. So Shift U shows me what is unselected. All right, so let's just go with this one. Add to tracks brings it in. So we already, oh wait, but it says audio file add region. Okay, so there's another way of doing it. Click up here, add region. Wonder what the difference is. Maybe file brings it all in, whereas the region brings in just this one specific region. I didn't see it come in. I guess I'll try one more time. Maybe zoom back a little bit. Add region. Nothing. Let me try that again. Maybe I'll click on this. Wait. Oh, you know what's fascinating too about this? As I'm sifting through these, you can literally see which one is being referenced. For example, I'm selecting this region in the project bin, and up here in the tracks area, it's like literally going back and forth. Look, you see how it's, yeah, it's just going, it's selecting them. So it's literally showing you which is which. So if I wanted to delete this one, theoretically, you could just delete that one. See the connection there? All right, cool. Just seeing if this is necessary. One of my purposes for doing this is not to literally go over each and every detail, but to show you that which is most relevant and can be effective in your workflow. So I'm kind of doing it all at the same time here. Select an audio file in the project bin, choose edit, copy, and then, okay, so let's say you were really into this file, right? We can, let me see, edit, copy, oops. And then go into the playhead. Let's go bar 33, edit, and then you can paste. Oh, wait, it didn't do it. I think what happened was it was literally copying and pasting in, yeah, inside of here. So let me take my time here. Oh, okay. Choose edit, copy. So you would, okay, you do it in here. So edit, copy. And then is it telling you copy or paste? And the main, yeah, and then in the main menu, choose edit and paste. So again, I still didn't see go to the tracks area. I'm pretty sure they're just talking about copying these regions and see how I keep duplicating them. So not sure why you would do that, but there it is right there. The new region appears below the existing region. Okay, each region is assigned a unique numerical appendix. For example, is the parent audio file that automatically creates a region simply called organ, and newly created regions are called 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that for me is just too much. I need some explicit directions on why. Okay, why are we going to do this? Okay, well, it's going to save CPU, and also you can use it for backup vocals, but we get nothing here. So yeah, it's one of the reasons why we teach, guys. Why we love to work with people, just to try and clarify it as much as we can. Like for the last 7 years that I've been doing this, I try and make it as easy as possible. Again, going back to my guy DBP, a great student at HF Music Academy, he was able to integrate and learn most of the stuff in 1 year. And now he's, closed big contracts, just closed another deal yesterday. So you just got to find your lane. Learn the material, find your lane. Learn the material, find your lane. All right. If we want to delete these from the project or hard disk, let's get into it. Delete an audio file from the project. Select it and then hit delete. The file is deleted from the project, but not from the hard disk. All right, now it looks like we're going into destructive editing. Let's see. To delete an audio file from the hard disk, select the audio file in the project audio browser, then choose audio file, delete. This is moved to the trash where it remains until you empty the trash. Wait, what was the select audio file? Audio file. So I guess you would go here, and then if you wanted to throw this away, you would throw it away in here somewhere. Backup, optimize. How come I don't see? Nope. Audio file, delete files. I don't see that. Here. This looks like it hasn't been updated as well. Well, I know we can delete by going to edit. And I suppose you can cut. But yeah, I see no way to permanently... Wait, delete. There it is right there. But why is it dimmed out? That's the question. I'll try one more time. Here. Boom. Not sure why it's deleted. Okay. So it's dimmed out. There seems to be some kind of... Maybe because I'm not selecting the right track. That seems doubtful. But we'll give it one more chance. Let's see. Oh, that was an audio file. Yeah, still somehow dimmed out for some reason. Seems strange, right? Okay. So I see that is not relevant also. So this is also something that we can strike through. I want the real stuff that's going to make a difference. You know what I mean? Like, what's really going to take my workflow to another level? Because you know when your workflow goes to another level, you know what happens. I mean, clearly. Your workflow goes to another level. You go to another level. So that's the aim. You start small with controlling the DAW, even if you feel like you have control of nothing. As soon as you start to control the DAW and get a handle on it, I'm telling you, all of a sudden, right? You can carry more, you can do more, you can be more, right? Make better music, take on bigger projects. Boom, all of a sudden you're accelerating, just whole new level. So if it doesn't work like this right here, clearly, right? It's just like there's so many inconsistencies, incongruities. Keep moving, right? Not important. The only reason I was interested was, hey, if it could offload some files and I could make my sessions a little bit lighter, right? Make the hard drives not carry so much, fantastic. But otherwise, just buy a new hard drive. All right. Let's see here. Delete sections of audio files that are no longer used in the project. We already did this. Choose edit, select used, and then we basically delete. But they're actually telling you to do something else. Optimize files. So what does this mean? Logic Pro determines which files and segments are not contained in any of the regions. These segments are deleted and the remaining portions of the audio file are retained. And okay, so if the session is using just the region but not the rest of the track, it actually deletes them. So let's look at this. Optimize files. So I'm going to go to edit, select used, okay, and then I'll go to audio file, and then I'll go to optimize. Oh, okay. Well, look at this. Now this feature has been updated. So maybe this is how you do it. Hold on. Before I do that, then edit. Hold on. Edit. Select unused. Audio file. Delete files. Wow. Okay. Again, another reason for being here. How could you have accessed that? Seriously, how could... Oh, wait. Are you looking at me? Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I got carried away. Hold on. You got to see this. I'm telling you. Goldmine. All right. Let's go. Okay. So I went back in here just to make sure, right? So, because from what my understanding, it didn't say to do that in this last section. Let me just show you what I did, and then I'll corroborate that. So I went to edit, select used. It shows me all the regions and the files that are actually being used. Then I went into audio file, and then I will choose optimize file in a second. But then I thought about the last exercise, and I thought, well, let's try it the other way around. Let's go edit, select unused, and then if you wanted to delete those, you can delete them by using that right there. You can also back them up for whatever reason, right? I don't know, maybe you're recording, one of the biggest singers. You want to make sure that their files are like triple backed up. But hold on, let me just see if I could go back, audio files, optimize, to delete an audio file, select the audio file in the project, then press delete. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Look, then press delete. Delete an audio file from the hard disk. Select the audio file in the project browser, then choose audio file delete. See what it's look, this is right here. This is what I'm saying. It says select the audio file, then choose audio. So select the audio file, then choose audio. But how can you do that? Let's go! You gotta love it, guys. This is a beautiful thing, just so that you can unearth it yourself, just so that you can be the one to trust yourself. That's what I want for you. Just little examples of you being certain and you experiencing, like being level-footed and grounded. Okay. So anyway, we're definitely striking through this one right here. No questions. Strike through. Oh wait, wrong one. Nope. All right, let me strike through. Boom, you're out. All right. Then we now know we can delete sections. Let me optimize my files as I was originally supposed to by selecting used. And so just to be clear, we're only deleting the portions of the regions that are not being used. So it's cropping everything else out except what's actually being used. Okay, so then now we're going to, oh wait, I wasn't supposed to do that. Let me cancel. I'm supposed to do optimize, because otherwise I'm going to delete everything from my session. Optimize files. Boom, boom, boom. Let's read this. Let's do some research. The selected audio file is used in more than one alternative. Oh, right. Project alternatives. Optimizing the audio file for this alternative may lead to data loss for other alternatives. Do I want to proceed? Absolutely. All right. Whoa. Okay. What is this? Do they even tell you about this? Oh, man. Come on. Come on, guys. All right. All right. Let's check this out. So now we're just doing this. We're going into nature. We're getting off the path, and we're just going deep in the belly of the beast. Here we go. 116,572 unused samples to remove in one audio file. This operation cannot be undone, and will also delete the undo history. Whoa. Things have gotten pretty serious. You guys feel it? You guys feel it? All right, so I'll tell you what. I'm just going to go for it. Who cares? I can always recreate the session. I'm having fun. So let's go. Remove. Here we go. Nothing happened. Well, it looks like it cleaned up some stuff, but ultimately my session looks like it's still intact. Select unused. Yeah, so I still have unused material. Let me go ahead and delete. We can also just hit delete, but I'm just trying to use some of the features here. You're about to delete 2 audio files from the hard disk. Absolutely. Let's go. All right. And then if we select used, select unused. Let me get these out of the way. All right. Now I have a much cleaner session in general. All right. All right. So we went through that. Play audio files in Logic Pro. The playback modes outlined below only apply to regions in the project audio browser. Okay, so we're looking at these files here. We can control click at the bottom of the project audio browser, then choose one of the following options from the shortcut menu. So wait, is it here? Control click here or here? Not sure. Wait. Playback, control click the preview button. Awesome. All right, let's check it out. Auto select channel strip or preview channel strip. Let me go with auto select. What happens here? Let me see if does it just start playing? I don't know what it does. Let's read on it. The audio channel strip assigned to the selected track is used for playback. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Never even thought about it like that. In other words, let's say I'm playing this out. Hold on. It's using track number 1 to preview this information. See how it plays the audio out? Whereas if I use, I control click the preview channel strip, this information is contained inside of the mixer in the preview track. I'm going to have to show you this so you really believe me here. Let's go into the filters here, the search filters, and we're just going to remove everything except audio. Where's my preview track? Right there. I see you. Preview track. Let me get rid of all this stuff. And then I'll select this column button so my channel strips are a little thicker. You see this preview button right here in the mixer? All right, let me go ahead and preview these now with the contingency that we're listening to these through that specific channel strip. So there it is right there. Now, pros and cons, I don't know. I'm just giving you the real information here. So we can play these using the channel strip assigned to the selected track region, or you can use Logic's default preview channel strip. The environment's preview channel strip is used for playback. You can access the preview channel strip in the environment's mixer. It is located to the right of the highest numbered audio channel strip. All right, so we can also just hit that preview button and it'll do it as well. But again, you can determine its behavior by control clicking on it. So that's some deep stuff. Play a region from a specific position. Click, hold the region's waveform display. So that's what I've been doing throughout. I just kind of hover over and start playing. Pretty basic stuff. And then we can sort, group, and rename audio files. Project Audio Browser lists all the audio files in your project along with the information. Talking sampling rate, bit depth, format. Is it mono? Is it stereo? The size within the Project Audio Browser. You can sort, group, and rename your audio files. Okay, so looks like we can hide and show information as well. Okay, let's view, show file info. I want to check this out. View, show. Okay, good. What if I wanted to hide it? Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, you can see that this is 44K, 24-bit, but you can hide that information if you want to for some reason. We can sort audio files. Choose one more of the files, so we can sort out the files inside of View. So where it says file sorted, do you want to sort it by name? Right, everything will be alphabetically lined up, I would assume. Let's do it by size. All right, biggest files are on top, smallest ones are in the bottom, or maybe the other way around. But cool. So we can sort files in the project bin. Looks like we can group as well. Select the files you want to group and create group. All right, let's try this out. Let me select all these beats down here. We'll go View and create group. All right, all of a sudden we have a group going here. Audio file group. What benefit does this have? Set the files you want to group. Location creates groups that are alphabetically sorted by the names of the parent files. File attributes creates groups based on the attribute. Cool. View group file. Okay, and then you can view these by. Man, I mean, so yeah, I mean, there's different ways to look at all this material. I don't know why you would want this. That's kind of the thing. Maybe if you have like a monstrosity of a session, 200 tracks or something. I forgot the name of that band. They're super killer musicians, but yeah, maybe if you had sessions like that. But otherwise, you just cleaning up the session, I think you're good. I'm gonna move on. Because there's no application, it's really challenging to give you information on what should be done here. Delete a group of audio files. Yep, we can delete those. We know about that. We can rename them by double clicking. Okay, so that's simple enough. Let's say we wanted to change the name of these shakers, right? I've selected them as a group. Actually, maybe this is the benefit right here. You gotta love these sessions because it's like the discovery happens right there and then. Logic loves me. If you guys didn't know this, Logic is like, we have a great relationship together. So look, I'm gonna go View. I'm gonna go Create Group. All right, check this out now. Now I'm going to call this shake, boom. All right, let's see. Does this, in fact, have any influence on my... No, I thought these regions would change, but not really. So I do see a group. I don't see any, serious implementation at this juncture, though. You know what I'm saying? There's no benefit that I particularly see. I mean, I suppose if you just delete this, it deletes all of them, which should get, but look, it didn't even get rid of them. They're still housed here. So I need some more information. Send it to me. Please send me some information when you guys get it, Apple. Support at hfmusicacademy.com. Would love to get some more implementation so we can serve, so we can give people the right information. All right, so let's see, anything else? Grouping, deleting, yeah, we just talked about that. Moving and copying and converting audio files. Let's cover this and then we'll call it. You can move selected audio files to another location. This is useful when you want to move all audio files using a project to a new folder. Cool. You can also create copies of audio files on a different hard disk or other storage mediums. The source files remain in their original location, unlike the behavior when you move files. All right, cool. So they're giving you a way, let's say you get a second computer so that you can transfer all the files and Logic can speak to itself with this new computer if you go to a studio or something, what have you. You can also create one or more independent audio files from selected regions in the project audio browser. Okay, wow. So let's go. We're going to move all the audio files to a new folder. In Logic Pro, choose Edit. Select Use from the project browser in the menu bar. Hold on, select Use. I'm not sure if you're talking about this edit. Select Used. All right, so I'm pretty sure they're not talking about this menu bar. I'm pretty sure they're talking about this menu bar. Select Used in the project bin. And let's see, where were we? Bottom right here somewhere, group. Nope, copy. Wait, did we? Yeah, somewhere over here. Audio files, move files. Let's try it. Audio, move. Choose destination volume. All right, let me move it to another hard drive just for kicks. Let me go to my samples. Send it all right in there. Let's hit choose. Hit the move button. Good. All the audio files used in the tracks area are saved to the selected folder. The path information for all open projects that use the audio file is also updated. This makes projects easier to manage when moving audio files after you move files to a new location. So just to be clear what just happened there, everything was moved to here. And it's only 3 files apparently, which is interesting because if I look at the session, where did I do have some guitar files. Well, at least, hold on. I did. Oh, wait, they're right here. Maybe because it was muted. I'll try one more time. Let me delete these. So personally, I wouldn't do it this way. I feel like this is super long-winded. I would just go project management. I would clean up and consolidate each one, and then I would just create a copy of this session by hitting save. But that's just me. I keep things very, very simple. The reason we're doing this is just in case there's something that pops up, and you can experience mastery. Then we're gonna do the work necessary. So yeah, again, I'm gonna go select used, and then I will go audio files, move. Where was that? Yeah, right there. That menu. Good. We're gonna move, and I'm gonna just send it to the same place. We'll hit choose, and did it do it? What happened? I don't see it. Boom. Oh wait, audio file. Move. Okay, do it. Yes, please. Again, I suppose. Is this being clunky? It is. I guess I'll try and just refresh this. No, okay. All right. So again, I don't personally like wasting my time on stuff that doesn't work right away. I got to see a usage like immediately. Personally, copy or convert audio files. Copy or from the project audio browser. Looks like you can also copy files. I would assume it's the same workflow. Choose the target folder for the new audio files. You can also create a new folder by clicking the new folder button. All right, so here we go to audio files, copy, convert. Okay, so let's do that really quick. Audio files, copy, convert. All right, I guess I'm going to send these to the same place I did before. Let me go down here. Samples. Keep everything the same. And I'm going to create a new folder so I don't, mess up the drive and it's kind of neat right now. So I'm going to call these files from Logic Pro 10. Cool. Let's go ahead and save that. see what happens. So we're copying all of these files inside a separate hard drive. And if we look right in here, ooh, I don't see anything yet. Wow, it's bananas. I'm just like, I'm just wondering if anybody even knows about these. Like, have these been forgotten? Are we like opening up like some catacombs, like, you know, raising up like mummies here or something? Because like, seriously, like, why doesn't this work? It's bananas. If you guys see anything that I don't in the comments or whatever, let me know. Happy. But I honestly think that these have been long forgotten by like archaeologists in the past, and they're digging up these dinosaur bones, and they haven't. And so because we finally started reading this up to page 300, maybe no one has ever done this before. Just kidding. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling here. I'm wrapping it up. So this didn't work either. I'm putting another flag on that. This one worked one time, but I'm striking this through. Here we go. So now you are out of the game. Thank you very much. So hold on, let me just make sure. If you're only copying one file, you can enter a name. Okay, but copy convert file. I didn't get a dialog window, so I'm still striking that out. I'm still, yep. In fact, I'll just check one last time to make sure that I'm words. Yep, nah, it's good. Again, that should have just converted over. That should have been easy breezy. They do start talking about kind of some relationship here and things that you can do to replace the audio file, change the file, right? That's what that means. So if you select it, it's going to replace the audio file used. I think this is way too complicated. Guys, if I showed you my curriculum, the same one that I sold to LearnQuest, who is an Apple training provider, it is so easy, okay? You can learn this in literally days or weeks, depending on how much you study and, of course, just how naturally technically savvy you are, because if you're not, it's going to take a little longer. But you could learn it immediately. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to finish off with convert selected regions into independent audio files. So we're going to go to audio file, save region as. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. And I guess yep, it's still not there, just for the record. But audio file, save region as. And this time, I'm going to take these to my desktop, just in case, I don't know, maybe it's the folder, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and take these out. And let's see, is there anything else it says here, just to be clear? Nope. Choose settings, target folder, new audio files, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit save. This is going to my desktop. I have a second screen that I'm looking at, and I also, nothing. I don't know. I mean, the files are here. You could see them, right? I mean, they're right here. So I'm looking at both of my desktops, and with that, you get one more buzz, Logic. All right, my good friends, we gave it a good run today. Tomorrow, when I see you guys, we're going to be talking about exporting. We're going to talk about supporting the various formats inside of Logic. Looks like we will talk about some of the integration with GarageBand, opening up MIDI files, and then finally, we will get into arranging projects. So as I always do, I'm going to create a bookmark and save our place for tomorrow. It is a true pleasure to be able to hang out with you like this. This is the work, one brick on top of another on top of another. I feel honored to be able to be the guy that does it with you and for you, so you could win just like I did. So grateful to be able to do everything that I've done, and now I'm helping other people do it. So again, you can imagine my enthusiasm, right? Used to be a personal trainer back in the day, and I just love that it's possible that you could win, that you could make money, that you can, sign some big contracts. It means the world to me, and I will not stop until we finish and we get the dream done. Signing off, Eddie Gray at your service. Go ahead and sub. Go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to get out of here.